Happy Monday, everybody. What's going on? It's the REKAP Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey from the REKAP Studios. Oh, boy, is everybody jacked up today. I feel it. There's a lot going on. The Bears, Super Bowl, my friends. We'll get into that in just a second. The Cubs open a monumental 5-game series against the Milwaukee Brewers. If there's any hope of competing for a National League Central crown, and I know we're kind of laughing at that now that it's an 8-game deficit, it's got to be at least 4 out of 5 this weekend or this week. Got to be at least 4 out of 5. Plenty to discuss. Appreciate all of you being here. It's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Order.hooters.com. Have it delivered straight to your door, whether you're at the office, you're at home today on a Monday. We also got our friends Tasty Trade. We're representing today here on the Lunch Hour. So let's get to it. The Chicago Bears, 580 yards of offense, 38-0 steamroll city over the Buffalo Bills in preseason game number 2. Caleb Williams, 5 out of 6, 97 yards and a touchdown on an extremely impressive opening drive. The chat's full. We'll get to it in just a second. I don't know how you can't be excited. I think it's okay to be excited about Caleb Williams and the possibilities of a good offense. I think that's okay. And yes, it was against the second stringers of the Buffalo Bills, but the Buffalo Bills have had one of the best rosters in football the last 4 or 5 years. And Sean McDermott called this team out after the game yesterday because he was not happy with the way the 2s and 3s played. And I think it's okay for Caleb Williams to look good on an opening drive. His precision was there, his footwork was there, his vision was there, his accuracy was there, and the Bears went right down the field. And what all I needed to see was Caleb Williams and company. Of course, Tyson Bagent looked good. It was funny that at halftime, the Bears had 279 yards passing. And I'm like, this does not look like a normal Bears. We talked about the Cubs hosting the Brewers in a monumental 5-game series. Of course, for those of you who are at the raid over the weekend, Mark Burley, AJ Pierzynski, Paulie Konerko, and Ozzie Guillen made surprise Savannah Banana debuts. That was awesome. So let's get to it. The real Phil Simms. Like I said, the best baseball played in Chicago was the Savannah Bananas. You did say that. And just really cool stuff here from the White Sox. You see Ozzie and Paulie there embracing Burley and AJ. They got to pitch to each other. Konerko taking his one at bat. He rolled over one and kind of jogged down to first base. But what an experience for the fans who were there to see those guys back. I mean, they really hit the nostalgia pretty hard. When you look at what the White Sox and how the Savannah Bananas could have done things, that's about as good as it gets from a nostalgia part. How can the Bananas sell at the rate and the Major League Baseball team only has a quarter of the stadium filled up asking for a come on, Phil, that's easy. Come on, I'm not even entertaining that. They're the hardest ticket in town to get, the world's most popular tour right now, the Savannah Bananas. Yes, the Bears scored 38 last night, but let's be real. Buffalo didn't play the first team and things would have been different. I don't know how you could say that. I don't know how much would have been different on the opening drive. I really believe that. I think that opening drive was good to go, line it up, and they were ready to go. The way that they used the tight end, the way Colston Loveland stretches the field and changes the way you have to defend the tight end position. Then it opens up Cole Kmet. Of course, I'm ignoring Clyde. The Bears and Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson looked awesome last night. It's okay to be excited. Super Bears, Super Bowl. They'll be ready for Minnesota. They'll be ready. Nathan, because the Bananas are entertainment. Same reason the Globetrotters fill stadium. Thank you, Nate. Appreciate it. Landon, an attendance joke. Never heard that before. I'm cramping up laughing so hard. 29 other teams have to earn fans money. Jed and Tom take their cash cow for granted. Jay, what's up, my man? Why even when the Cubs win, it still feels like I step on Legos? Yeah, they took 2 out of 3 against Pittsburgh this weekend, but that was not fun. I mean, it wasn't. Those games were your heart rate, your blood pressure. It was all bad. Thoughts on the game 1 lineup today? Loving the shakeup at short and left. Finally, Owen Casey gets the start. I don't really understand. I don't. And I know Jed met the media this morning. I don't understand why you call up Owen Casey only to sit him. Does not play at all in a series against The Pittsburgh Pirates? At all? Come on. Here, when asked about the lineup discussion with Craig Counsell, here's what Jed Hoyer had to say. I'm going to play it for you here.
I'm going to give an answer that will frustrate people, but hit your best players, the top of the lineup, hit them the most often.
Okay.
I was taught that 25 years ago by Bill James when we're talking about lineup construction. I
sure.
think we want to avoid clusters of handedness.
Yes.
To make it easy on the opponent, but I mean, hit your best players the most often.
Okay, so who are your best players right now? That's the question, because they haven't been very good. It's okay if Owen Casey's been one of your better players in AAA. This is the lineup shaking we need to see from Craig Counsell. Tucker needs to sit for game 2, says Becky. Look at Landon giving why game 2, says Thomas. Why not game 1? Clyde, you'll be happy to know I've had a lot of Long Islands at your local Indiana Hooters, then lost money in the Indiana casinos. You're welcome. Tuck is struggling. They're all struggling, Becky. Bears looked great last night. Godfather, could Ricketts text me when there are 11 games out on Thursday? I have a few things I need to tell him. Jess, I like the enthusiasm from the Bears, but they did this 1 year ago to the Bills. Season ended poorly. Key fundamentals still need work on both sides of the ball. First string better not get complacent. I don't think they'll get complacent. What I liked was the operation. The way that they ran in and out of the huddles. Wasn't a lot of procedure problems. The crowd, by the way, did you notice that crowd? Now, partially a preseason crowd, but how quiet they were during the game when the offense was on the field? What's up with Kevin Warren being ignorant with Greg Olson? He asked him a valid question. Since they're going to Ireland tonight, set a date for the groundbreaking. Simple as that. The guys that feel like they know all the answers always take things so personal. I don't understand it. It's been happening in this town and others for a long time. And Godfather has been saying it for what? All of 5 months? August 18th, 2025, still under the luxury tax. Phil, drop that knowledge, Godfather. Preach, big dog. Jess, the O-line needs to work on blocking effectively. Early on, there could have been at least one sack if first-string defense was in. Loveland is coming along great. Hope they put him in a regular season. Watching the tape to the naked eye, in watching it real-time, real speed, I thought Braxton Jones looked absolutely awful at left tackle. To your point, Jess, I thought Braxton Jones was a half step slower almost all the time. I think one time he may have gotten away with a false start. He does not look, to me, either that he's healthy or capable of being the first team guy there. The problem is they just don't have a lot of depth, and Ozzie Trapillo is really a guard. And in response to the question, which is why I love Swayze, because of the way he answered it, that's what we asked. Calm the F down. Bears fans overdoing it is why they always end up shell-shocked midway through the season. Phil wants to know if 2032 is here yet, asking for a friend. Is the next great Cubs team here anytime soon? Jay True taking a page out of Godfather's book, but advancing the calendar 7 years. August 18th, 2032, and still under the luxury tax. OD, imagine if the Bears lose 38-0. Caleb's a bust, and so is Ben Johnson, based on my fellow Chicago fans' historical overreaction. Eye test says this is a worthy NFL offense, and that's a positive sign. Really good point, OD. Really well-placed thought into this comment, because that's how it would have been. We're not allowed to overreact when it goes well for the Bears, but we would completely overreact. It was 38-0, and Caleb went 5 out of 12. Just fair. Got to jump to my guy, Cohort. Cohort's throwing down the skin again. Cohort, appreciate you. When I see the skin come down, you get first dibs. Ian Happ, seems like he's entitled to play every day. His comments seem like there's not much accountability in the clubhouse. I did see his comments. I listened to him a couple times just to see if my interpretation. It was basically like, I know I'm a player because of where I'm at in my career. I'm going to get to play every day. I listened to it a few times and I was like, he's a good dude and he gets it. Trust me. Ian Haps is as good of a guy. It was weird because I don't think you should ever feel like you are guaranteed anything. It was weird. So Cohort, I appreciate you. I hear what you're saying. I do think there's accountability in the clubhouse, but that was a strange comment. Godfather, finally someone says Braxton Jones stinks. Congrats to Guff. He doesn't look, Either he's not fully recovered or he can't play the position right now. That's kind of where I'm at. Wayne, all these so-called fans, the interior O-line, though, really good. I know Drew Dahlman had a holding penalty that negated a first down run in the first drive, but Caleb overcame that. I thought the interior line's fantastic. All these so-called fans that look for negativity need to turn around and simply walk away. Just walk away, find another sport, or look in the mirror. Come on, sun's up. Progressively independent, Hap is entitled to sit on the bench. Phil, I'm convinced that if the Cubs take 4 out of 5 from the Brewers, Jed and Tommy Pennies will act like the Cubs actually did something. Maybe. Big easy. Hap needs to keep his no trade, and thank God. It's very clear that you guys are not fed up, but frustrated by Ian Happ this year. When I listen to post-game interviews from Craig Counsell, I zip through them. I totally understand. Big Easy says Warren's a politician. I completely agree. You have really nothing to lose, Craig and Jed. Play Owen Casey now. All your superstars' bets are but dead. Maybe Owen can spark. That's what I feel like. Jed sounds like he's speaking in tongues. Wayne, second string is all I'm hearing. No one sees the strategic side of football. Caleb was on time on timing routes. The tight ends, the receivers were right where they should have been. That's Coach Ben football. Thank you, Wayne. That's exactly what I just said. First play of the game, Tyler Scott touches the ball that goes in the end zone, has to bring it out, gets to the 7-yard line. You're in a precarious position right out of the gate. Nice, easy pitch and catch on the first play. Play action, roll out, get Colston Loveland, gain of 8, and bam. You're second and manageable right out of the gate. And then because Colston Loveland is athletic and can stretch the field, not that Cole Kmet's not athletic, he just changes how defenses need to respond to him. And then that dart that he threw, I believe, for 28 yards, right down the seam in the middle of the field, that was a reactionary throw. He had 2 safeties over the top. Caleb Williams, said hut, 3-step drop. His eyes, bam, safety. Bam, safety. He bit, boom. Get the ball to where it needs to go right now. I'm with you, Wayne. 100% with you. Kyle, will the Pop attend the Super Bowl if the Bears make it in the near future? I think he has to. Lip Ripper, 7 more days till week 0. We got a game this weekend, a ranked game, Iowa State, Kansas State in Dublin. It's officially tied. Pablo, I know it was the second team for the Bills, but I was happy. Let's see what happens in Kansas City on Friday. I'll be watching from home. Not Matt Ian. Good to know you made it home. I don't know. I saw Jess up earlier in the chat. I don't know about the starters playing right now. It's not raining right now in Chicago. Well, maybe it rained a little bit earlier, but it's hit and miss. We're going to be fine. Becky, everyone's a meteorologist. Notice how Ben Johnson says Joss wasn't smiling on the sidelines. He knows that it needs to transpire on the football field. Completely agree. When will you give my top 25? Why would it be much different than what's out there? Top 25. I'm not going to change all that much. Tucker looks like he's checked out. The fans finally showed some annoyance by booing him when he didn't run out of ground ball. Something's missing with this team. I completely agree. And good on the fans for booing him. That's pathetic. Even if it's a shot to first base and it's a quick play, you run out of the box. Bears offense did well. I know it's only preseason, but it looks like this can be the start of something. Feel much better about this offense than any recent memory. Duh, Bears. Completely agree. Phil, who would you want at quarterback? Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams. They play each other again this year. Some say he may be better than last year's. I'd take Caleb every single day of the week in the draft. I would always take him number 1. I really believe that. I think Caleb's ceiling is higher than Jaden Daniels. Yes, Jaden Daniels had a great rookie year. Much better coach, much more stability around him, and much better leadership. But I would take Caleb Williams every time, and you can save these receipts. After the last series with Pittsburgh, why should we believe the Bats will all of a sudden come alive? Haven't seen them alive for a really long time. I couldn't agree more, Kyle. Jay True, is it just me or is watching the Cubs live infuriating? It's infuriating. I'm glad that even though we won a series, we're still pissed this team sucks. I love it. You should be. You should be. Winning 2 out of 3 against Pittsburgh should be a foregone conclusion, but the way they're doing it, Good afternoon, Kyle. Happy Monday. Big series for the Cubs today. Division's all but gone. I just asked the Cubs can hold their own and hopefully take 3 out of 5. Not expecting much, though. I mean, 3 out of 5, you gain a game. TJ, what's more tone deaf? Hawkins' comments, counsel yesterday, or Jed's usual word salad this morning on another station? This organization is so poorly run. I think Carter Hawkins still takes the cake for worst comment of the year, saying you need to make sure 2025 and 2032 are both taken into account when you're looking at long-term deals. Speaking of long-term deals, short-term deals, and everything in between, Hooters got you covered. 11-3, the lunch specials. The burger. I did say the burger. I led with the burger. The OG wings, the boneless wings, $9.99 all day, every day. Snow crab legs, rest of the month, $14.99 a pound. Of course, the cinnamon pretzel bites, a McGuffey staple. No doubt about that. Fantasy football drafts. We are here. It's time to draft your fantasy league. There's no better place to do it than Hooters. The best food, the iconic Hooters girls, the coldest beer, and the Big Daddy mugs. They got the Oktoberfest to get you ready for the fall. They got the Dos Equis. They got the Kona Big Wave. It's all there, right there for you as you do your fantasy drafts. Call the Hooters nearest you. Get a reservation and set up your fantasy draft now. Order.hooters.com to have it delivered straight to your office, straight to your door. Appreciate Hooters, the proud partner of the REKAP Lunch Hour and the recap. Lip Ripper, Bears looked very well coached, and the play call was very nice, but let's just keep our heads and not go crazy after one preseason game. Williams did look good. It's okay to be like excited and be reserved at the same time. Pessimistic, though. You should not be pessimistic after a good day. Should not be pessimistic. Bearman, look at Bearman. Something I'm confused from the Cubs' moves today. Javier Assad was optioned to Iowa. I get he isn't exactly starting out as good, but kind of unexpected. Here's what they do. They go to guys that have, once you option a guy up and down, you don't lose options. They've already used the option this year for him in AAA. It's to me, it's probably more of they look at players who don't have options left. They don't want to DFA guys, make them go through waivers. My guess, it's just an odd man out situation, and he'll be back. Phil thinks the Cubs are taking 4 out of 5. Oh, we already had that one. I hope Owen is in all the games. Yeah, I would say it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that Ian Happ will play game 2. The question is, if you're only planning on playing Casey game 1 and he goes 2 for 4 or something, what do you do? Didn't play all weekend. I listened to Olin, and he said our 6th-rounder interior lineman could be a steal for the draft. When it comes to offensive linemen, Olin Kreutz knows him better than anybody. He will be here starting Tuesdays after game 1. So I guess Tuesday, September 9th. Our first Studio 41 football recap live with Cap, Olin, and Tommy Waddle right here as we break down every Bears game here on the recap. Dansby out for game 1. Tyon's replacing Assad in the rotation. That's an upgrade. That is an upgrade, period. Assad's going to be back. They're going to need Assad down the stretch. Bonus today, we get to pull our hair out for 2 games, not just 1. And not just that, Godfather. It's an actual tradition. It's not a traditional doubleheader. It's the day-night. So if you're frustrated in game 1, you got to carry that puppy all the way to 10 o'clock. I'm not a football fan, but I was excited to see the Bears shutout win. Not a football fan. I like your profile, though. See what happens with the Cubs-Brewers games this week. Who wins out? For me, the Brewers win 3 out of 5. I mean, it's a great pitching matchup in game 1. Freddie Peralta, Cade Horton might be alluding to the bet of the day. You know what? Let me get to the bet of the day because it is a game 1. I usually don't like to do that, but there's something here that jumped off. We had a winning week, folks. Don't let us get hot going into football. Do not let us get hot. Kyle Schwarber, I talked about him being the RBI machine. He hit the RBI prop on Friday at plus 130. Hit it again yesterday. 103 ribs. I'm going to keep shopping that spot. I'm not going to lie to you. Freddie Peralta struck out 6 Cubs, 7 Cubs, and then 3 Cubs in his 3 starts this year. I don't like the way the Cubs are swinging the bat right now, and I think the Brewers are going to need length out of Freddie Peralta, and he's one of the guys that gives it to him more than anybody. The Cubs did get him for 5 earned the last time they saw him. I like this number, though. 5. I actually expected this number to be at 6.5. But 5.5 in game 1 where they need him to be good, I'll pay the juice at minus 130. Like I said, don't let us get hot. A 4-3 week. We're knocking on 500 for August. Football's coming. Bet of the day, Freddie Peralta, game 1 pitcher, over 5.5. That's where we're going. That's where we're going. Guff, last I checked, getting a new stadium should be a great thing. Warren acts like they did something wrong. Dude, you're the one who says they're going to Arlington Heights. Let's just get this done. Kyle, Ben Johnson, class act yesterday. Could have gotten another touchdown, but took the knees. That's how a coach should act, 100%. Even when I played and through college, the idea of unless somebody did something to warrant otherwise, you always take the knee. Thomas, in response to Godfather pulling his hair out, Thomas says, luckily I don't have it. I love that Becky is always aware of whose birthday it is on the Cubs, so Seiya Suzuki might be a prop play today. Godfather, the thing that I noticed last night was the separation our receivers had all night. Never saw that since I saw Johnny Morris play at Wrigley Field, who is still the Bears' all-time leading receiver. That is pathetic. By the way, by the time Guff reads this, please visit your local 11 Hooters locations and do what I do. Drink the Long Islands and take Lyft safety first. The long-legged Long Island iced teas are $8 or the drink of the month all August. Look at Jay True making sure I get the sponsor in. Yeah, I think the tape right now, I love watching film. I'm a junkie with that stuff. I don't think it looks very good for Braxton Jones. I will say I didn't watch much after Braxton Jones when I was specifically glued on left tackle. How does Katie think South Carolina will fare this season? They just missed possibly making the playoffs. Could be a team she always is overhyped about. She's not in the office right now. She's always irrationally overhyped about South Carolina. And then Lip Ripper comes in with more of a realistic, they'll go 7-5. They'll lose like 3 games they're not supposed to. They'll beat somebody they're not supposed to. But yeah. Look at it. You're hoping for, I love that we're talking South Carolina football here. Kevin Warren's the worst, it says Jimmy. Cubs manager Craig talking about George from Milwaukee. The interview was awful. Talking about the Kevin Warren interview. Why don't there's young batters move around in the box to adjust to what pitchers are using against them? Pitcher has the edge. Why allow that? My AL and NL MVP. I think Shohei Ohtani, I know it sounds boring, but come on, he's Babe Ruth. I would love if Schwarber ran him down somehow. I don't think that's the case when you look at the betting odds. It's far and away. Far and away. Shohei Ohtani. Now, the question is, can Cal Raleigh, who has 47 home runs and 102 RBI, take down Aaron Judge? Aaron Judge has a 687 slug. The current odds right now, I bet you are just in favor of Cal Raleigh. Current odds, here we go. Cal Raleigh, plus 110, Aaron Judge, minus 150. I'd probably go Cal Raleigh. Bearman's been thinking from yesterday, Craig's decision-making has been the most head-scratching, has blown up in his face many times. For what's he getting paid, he just does the bare minimum. Drive secure. Bears do have some playmakers, but left tackle is still a problem. Jones looks like he's playing on one leg. You guys are seeing it. Any game the Cubs win is like pulling freaking teeth. Nothing about them looks special, and it looks like they've either plateaued or early in the season or a mirage. A Lip Ripper coming in with an EPL game at 2 p.m., plus 130. On Leeds United. How come Matt Arnold, the Brewers GM, never gets any love? He does more with less than anyone. He should be. Dan, Peralta's been getting into the 80s for pitches early recently. Gets a bunch of swings and misses, but doesn't always put guys away. Over is likely good, but hopefully doesn't go much more than 5 1/3. Fire, keep up what they're doing. You may be right, Guff is the only playoff team in Chicago. Sure hope, though. Cubs would have to have a complete collapse. Let's do our daily Chicago Cubs playoff odds. And then I want to get to our fantasy football because I hope you guys continue to join us. Here we go. Playoff odds. My guess is that the Cubs are right around 98.5. Playoff odds. Cubs, 98.6. So the Cubs are 98.6 for postseason odds. 2.8% chance to win the division. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. Going to have a juicy parlay on Friday's show for week 0. Love it. Clyde says Cal Raleigh and Shohei Ohtani are the MVPs. Get your bet in for the bet of the day as well. Speaking of get your stuff in, Join the Renegade Fantasy Football League. Download the app. Go to the App Store, Renegade Fantasy. It's right there for you. Join a public league and join the REKAP, REKAP, or go to recap.renegadefantasy.com. It's free for you. Costs you nothing. If you win our league, and there are quite a bunch of you that have joined. If you don't see Cap, you don't see me in your league, don't worry. We are in your league. We're all playing against each other. Last person standing, you take home $5,000 cash. That is a true story. That's not a coupon. It's not a voucher. It's $5,000 hard, cold cash if you are the last person standing. The best part of the league is you get to beat Cap's ass because he's a bye week, and you get to make real in-game substitutions. Anybody gets injured, swap them out. Your running back goes down, swap them out. Your receiver's got one catch for -1 yards at half, swap them out. You can only do that at Renegade Fantasy. There's no place like it. It's the best fantasy football app out there, and you can win $5,000 if you join our league. That's awesome. When we heard this opportunity, we were like, are you kidding me? Let's get it going. Quentin, how am I feeling about Loveland and Luther Burden? A lot of weapons for Caleb and Ben Johnson. Also, Eric Bieniemy, sneaky good running back. Well, yeah, Bieniemy was a coordinator, for God's sakes, and was a hot commodity in the head coaching world for a little bit. How do I feel about both those guys? Everyone's been talking about this morning. What I saw in the blocking game from Luther Burden tells me Ben Johnson and his coaches and his players love that, and he will be on the field. And I love what he said after the game. All I need is a little bit of space. If you give me too much space, you're in trouble. Receivers never lack for confidence. I love that. I absolutely love that. And Loveland and Luther Burden are going to open things up for the other guys we see all the time. DJ Moore, Roma Dunze. Roma Dunze needs to come up with that catch yesterday on the second drive of the game. Got to catch that. And Eric, it's what I love about, I've been saying for years, look at like the Lions coaching staff, full of former players, full of great coaches. And now the Bears have pillaged that staff. When will the team have a chance to say goodbye to Ryan Sandberg before they go to Anaheim? I'm pretty sure that they have already done that. I know the ceremony is a private funeral ceremony that they are sharing in Gallagher Way. I believe that's this week. One thing I'm excited about is the Bears' offensive weapons. They could end up with the best O in the division. But again, Caleb will have to take a huge leap, and the left tackle needs to be fixed. Remember when that was actually a thing, Thomas? And people were talking about MVPCA? Oh, boy. He is now, let's see where he's at. He's probably like fourth. PCA. No, Kyle Tucker is fourth, 150-1. PCA has dropped all the way down. Listen to this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th in the MVP odds. Remember all 5K, J. True doing our Canadian conversion, $6,888 in Canada. No block, no rock. That's the Luther Burden. I love that. I was a receiver. I loved blocking. I took pride in blocking as much as receiving. No doubt about it. Already talking Super Bowl. Come on, Christian, it's August. No one does it better. Swayze, I love Colston. He's a key to success of this show. He's one of them. Yep. Completely agree, Wayne. Shane Waldron was good in the preseason. That's why I'm not letting myself get excited until I see wins on the field. Shane Waldron sucks. He was not good. There was no continuity in that coaching staff like there is with this one. Yes, Ohtani. I know it might make you. He's Babe Ruth, guys. He's Babe Ruth. All right, the Cubs are getting ready to tilt. Get your Hooters right now. Just order it. Have it delivered to your door. Bet the over for Eddie Peralta and see if the Cubs can find a way to win a baseball game and then get into tonight and try to sweep a doubleheader. Don't feel good about it. The Brewers come in winning 14-15. Woof. Appreciate you guys greatly on this Monday edition of the REKAP Lunch Hour. Appreciate you, Big Easy, for sure. It's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Go to one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. September 23rd, folks. September 23rd is going to be our first Bears Hooters show. Studio 41. Football. Recap live. In the flesh. We're going to be, I think our first show, let's take a peek here. Our first show is going to be September 23rd in Downers Grove. And we'll have promotions for that as well. Appreciate you guys greatly. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. School's back. School is back in sesh. Parents, take a deep breath. That includes me. We'll be back tomorrow to recap what the hell happened in the doubleheader between the Cubs and Brewers. NL Central, let's just figure out a way to win one game today, and then you take care of what's next. Play the one that's right in front of you. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Take that!